Hey everybody, welcome back to reading the Refuge rulebook. Today we're starting on Chapter 2, Species. We're going to be doing this in chunks, in the roughly by page, since it's organized that way best. So, starting with the first page of Chapter 2, humans are not the only species in the world of Refuge. There are many mythical and unusual species, such as elves, dwarves, halflings, and more. And within each species there are various cultures. Playing your species means knowing and understanding your species' culture and society in your campaign. Just like not all humans are alike, you shouldn't expect all elves to behave identically. Some species' cultures are purely fantastic, like kin or halflings. Others are based on popular mythology or folklore. Still, other species, such as the Avani, have been created from scratch, providing a unique feature to our game. Descriptions of each species follow. There are more detailed species packets available for each species to download from the Refuge Larp website, www.refugelarp.org, and your local campaign may have information on the local cultures of that species. You may also refer to the Refuge Larp cosmology page for additional information. A character may examine another character from within approximately 10 feet and ask the questions, "What species do you appear to be?" The asking character must be able to see the subject clearly, and the answer is a single word out-of-game statement, so must be truthful. This represents the examiner taking time to closely evaluate species signifiers. A player who is certain the asking character does not have a clear view due to light or costuming, whereas a cast character with this instruction may reply unclear. So basically, if someone can see you from 10 feet away, they can ask you what species you are and get an out-of-game answer that should be truthful. So if I'm 10 feet away from you and you're an elf and I ask, "What species do you appear to be?" you'd say elf. I'm not sure if it's stated later in the rulebook, but it does seem to be here that you could, because it says, "What species do you appear to be?" It seems like you could pretend to be another species, but I'm pretty sure that's not allowed, but it's not saying so here specifically, so we'll have to check that out. I'll see what I can figure out with that. Anyhow, moving on to makeup on prosthetic requirements. All species other than human have a makeup and or prosthetic requirement associated with them. If you wish to play one of these species, you must wear the appropriate makeup and or prosthetic to distinguish yourself from a human. Any prosthetics of your species must always be worn, even when under a hood or hidden by hair. These prosthetic requirements can't be bypassed by saying your character decided to shave their eyebrows or cut down their tusks or ears. Nor can you use makeup to represent a required prosthetic other than tusks. If you play a species that requires makeup, most exposed skin must be covered with appropriate makeup or colored cloth that matches the makeup color requirements of the species. A mask can be used in place of makeup, as long as it follows all the above listed requirements of prosthetics. A mask can be as simple as a cloth that covers the area around the eyes or forehead, to a highly detailed mask that covers the majority of the face. The only areas that do not need makeup coverage are the eye sockets, the lips, and the area directly around them, the neck and hands. When applying the makeup used to satisfy species requirements, the edges should fade into the areas without makeup. Solid lines should be avoided whenever possible. It is recommended to wear costuming or colored cloth that covers most of your neck, as well as gloves to cover your hands, but it is not required. You must not only act like the species, you must also look like the species. If you do not, you will not be allowed to continue playing the species and will be forcibly changed into a human. You cannot wear makeup to disguise yourself to appear as a species you're not. Okay, so that answers my earlier question. You cannot look like a species. You cannot pretend to be a species you are not. You cannot disguise yourself as another species. Nor can you act in such a way as to mislead others to your species. It is recommended not to sleep in your makeup. Your skin needs to breathe, and any kind of makeup hinders that process to some extent. Therefore, you should wash all the makeup off your body each night and reapply it in the morning. For simple makeup removal, a biodegradable moist towelette is good, as is cold cream. For a significant face makeup, a triple cleanse is recommended. First, use a makeup remover on a cotton pad to lift the makeup, then an oil-based cleaner to break it down, and finally a standard facial cleanser to remove it all. Avoid sharing makeup and sponges. It is possible for sponges and makeup to contract bacteria. If one of the people using the makeup has a skin rash or other contagion, then it can spread to other people using the makeup and sponge. This can be avoided with makeup by sanitizing it after each use. Yeah, I mean, if you're an NPC camp, you're going to be sharing makeup with people. It's just how it happens. But yeah, fairly straightforward. You cannot disguise yourself as another species, but you can also, like, yeah, you just can't cover yourself as another species. My earlier question has been answered. Makeup and prosthetic requirements are fairly straightforward, though in my chapter they have a simplified makeup requirement that is posted on their Discord. And yeah, it's really... I don't like playing high makeup races because I tend to... species. I don't like playing high makeup species because I tend to... I don't know, I have sensory issues with makeup. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. So I play an elf, so I just have to throw on the ears and then I'm good. It took me a while to get used to the ears too, to be honest. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about this page. Talk to you later.